Yo, what's going on? Mike from Mike Talk Sports. So Cory Sandhagen just put on a really nice performance against Marlon Vera, in my opinion, winning all 5 rounds. And after the fight, he had a pretty funny call out to Merab Dvalishvili. In my opinion, this is the fight to make. Who's going to win between Cory Sandhagen and Merab Dvalishvili? So, of course, Merab just came off of a dominant decision, 50-45 on the judges' scorecards against Petr Yan. And after that fight, I think everyone is saying, man, how is Merab Dvalishvili going to lose a fight? How do you beat his style? Well, in my opinion, I think Cory Sandhagen is such a high IQ fighter to the point where I think he might be the one to be able to figure out. Let me tell you guys what I think Cory Sandhagen's game plan for this Merab fight might look like. So you watch what Alexander Volkanovski did against Islam Makhachev. You watch what Arman Tsarukyan did against Islam Makhachev. In my opinion, I've heard some guys allude to this like Henry Cejudo. And to me, one of the keys to beating a guy like Merab Dvalishvili, first off, not letting it get 5 rounds. Let's be completely honest here, guys. Merab Dvalishvili, after the 5-round fight, looked like he can run another 10 miles. It was absolutely insane. And now, while I do think Cory Sandhagen won the last round of this fight, I know he kind of lost the last minute, but in that 5th round, despite winning it, his cardio looked nothing like Merab's did in the 5th round. His body language looked nothing like it did for Merab Dvalishvili in his 5th round. So in my opinion, there's no way Cory Sandhagen can possibly match the cardio and output of Merab Dvalishvili. In my opinion, again, it's an impossible task. Merab has insane, god tier, inhuman-like cardio, and that's something Cory Sandhagen just doesn't have because he's a human being, and I guess Merab is just an absolute machine. But to me, Cory Sandhagen is going to have to stop Merab Dvalishvili in the first 3 rounds if this is a 5-round fight. If this is a 3-round fight, I think this is a different conversation, but in my opinion, this is going to be a 5-round fight. So he's going to either need to submit him or finish him via TKO in this fight in the first couple of 3 rounds. And to me, like I just alluded to, I think he's going to try to grapple. Yes, I know it sounds crazy. I think Cory Sandhagen is really going to try to hold Merab Dvalishvili on the ground, really batter him with those elbows that we did see in the first round of that Marlon Vera fight, really soften up Merab, and maybe in the 2nd, 3rd round, try to take down Merab again and actually try to submit him. Because to me, obviously, Cory Sandhagen is a better striker than Merab. His output is not near Merab's, but he still has a pretty solid output. He mixes in his strikes very well. He's really good at level changing, kind of like Merab does as well. Really in every single aspect of the game, mixing it up, different strikes, different looks from the southpaw and the orthodox, being so incredibly unpredictable on the feet. To me, Cory Sandhagen is a better striker than Merab Dvalishvili, but I don't know if you can beat Merab on the feet because of his output, because of the sheer amount of takedowns he's going to attempt, because he's going to have Cory Sandhagen on the back foot. Cory Sandhagen, one of his downfalls is he's a guy who's willing to fight on the back foot sometimes against more aggressive opponents. And against Merab Dvalishvili, when he's moving forward, the takedown attempts are just going to be way too frequent for Cory Sandhagen to get into a good rhythm and a good pace to be able to win this fight in a traditional Cory Sandhagen, mixing it up on the feet, mixing in the takedowns type of way. To me, Cory Sandhagen is going to have to be significantly more grappling heavy and significantly more wrestling heavy in order to win this fight. He's going to have to grind it out in the first couple of rounds. Not per se get Merab tired, but get Merab in a position where he can get stopped. Get him stuck on the ground. Make him eat giant elbows. Make him fight off some submissions, because Cory Sandhagen has underrated submissions. He has underrated grappling and just a ground game in general. So for me, the key for Cory Sandhagen to win this fight is to display the new era in the new way to beat these dominant Dagestanis, these dominant just wrestling guys. I know Merab is not a Dagestani, but he kind of has that relentless output type pace and type fighting style. Again, to me, I genuinely think the way to beat this is kind of what Alexander Volkanovski alluded to. It is to grapple with the guy. It is to say, okay, you want to shoot 50 takedowns in this fight? I'm going to take you down and I'm going to hold you on the ground and I'm going to have control time. So you have 1 or 2 takedowns on the entire round. This, to me, again, is going to be the strategy coming from Cory Sandhagen. To me, he's a very cerebral, high IQ fighter. He said after the fight he hated Marlon Vera's mindset going into this fight, and it really made him confident that he was going to win, because Marlon Vera was saying whoever is going to win the fight is going to want it more. Absolutely not. Cory Sandhagen understands Marlon Vera wants it just as much as he does. Merab Dvalishvili wants it as much as he does. Aljamain Sterling wants it as much as he does. So when Cory Sandhagen is going to fight Merab, his mentality is going to be, I have to outsmart him and I have to out-tactic him, not out-will him, not out-cardio him, because that's going to be absolutely impossible. So you really look at Cory Sandhagen versus Aljamain Sterling and people say, oh my God, Cory Sandhagen lost in the first 2 minutes of the fight. He's going to get dominated by Merab. The thing is, obviously, he made a significant mistake to get his back taken in that fight. But to me, Merab Dvalishvili is not Aljamain Sterling in the sense of one mistake in the grappling realm and the fight is completely over. To me, it would be more of, okay, Cory Sandhagen makes a bad mistake in the first minute of the fight. He was pushing the pace too hard. He's being too aggressive, and he let Merab take him down and hold him to the ground. To me, it's more of a lost round rather than a lost fight. He's going to get submitted really quickly. To me, that's not going to happen against Merab Dvalishvili if Cory Sandhagen goes up against him. He can't really afford to drop the early rounds because we know Merab is going to really pick it up in the later rounds. But man, Marlon Moraes did drop Merab Dvalishvili, mixing in the takedowns and starting to confuse Merab with his own game. So you can land a huge strike, a huge knee. That's kind of the signature for Cory Sandhagen, is to mix in the takedowns, mix in the takedowns, mix in the takedowns. And as soon he knows his opponent is going to sprawl for a takedown, then he's going to hit him with the knee. I'm actually pretty excited for this fight to go down, though. It's going to be a title elimination bout, and in my opinion, Aljamain Sterling will be moving up to 145. But what do you guys think is going to be the result of this fight? Let me know in the comment section below.